Which of the following are political arguments for government intervention? I. Protection of jobs and industries. E. Protection of consumers from harmful products. E. Protection of emerging industries from international competition. IV. Protection of human rights.
Right again. I and AV is a valid answer.
Consider the following statements. I. Economic arguments for intervention are concerned with protecting the interests of producers. E. Political arguments for intervention are concerned with protecting the interests of both producers and consumers.
You chose statements I and I are incorrect. And it is correct.
In recent decades, the international political economy has seen the emergence of new powerful states in the global economy, such as.
Good job. Your answer, China, India, works well here.
Which system of government generally permits some individual economic freedom, but restricts individual political freedom, frequently on the grounds that it would lead to the rise of communism?
Oh. Perfect. Right-wing totalitarianism is the correct choice.
In which of the following economies would the government be most likely to take into state ownership troubled firms whose continued operation is thought to be vital to national interests?
Bravo. Mixed economies is the answer.
Certain sectors of the economy are left to private ownership and free market mechanisms, while other sectors have significant state ownership and government planning. This refers to.
Correct response. Mixed economies is the most accurate answer.
What is the field of study of international political economy and the environment?
Great job. International attention to the environment-economy link is the accurate answer.
In a dash economy, the government plans the goods and services that a country produces, the quantity in which they are produced, and the prices at which they are sold.
Solid response. Command is a valid choice. A form of government in which one person or political party exercises complete control over all spheres of human life and prohibits opposing political parties is.
Great thinking. Totalitarianism is the right choice.
What type of political system was Yertle's kingdom?
You got it. Your choice, authoritarian government, is right.
Are they topics of interest to political economy?
Smart move. Agricultural and food is an accurate answer.
In a democracy, who holds the political power?
Smart pick. Citizens is the correct choice.
To perfect the ownership institution in the socialist-oriented market economy in Vietnam, how many contents need to be implemented?
Well done. 7 is the right choice.
Largely theoretical policy under which governments impose absolutely no tariffs, taxes, or duties on imports or quotas on exports.
You're right. Free trade policy is the correct answer.
Question 8. Which economic sectors are identified as the core to develop an independent and autonomous economy in our country?
Nicely done. All 3 options above is a solid answer.
Dash is where political power is monopolized by a party, group, or individual that governs according to religious principles.
On track. Theocratic totalitarianism is the correct answer.
Dash government exercises absolute control over all spheres of human life and prohibits opposing political parties.
Excellent choice. Totalitarianism is the right answer.
What is not the role of the state in ensuring harmony with the interests of a socialist-oriented market economy?
Well reasoned. Combine beneficial relationships is the correct choice.
Collectively, we refer to political, economic, and legal systems as constituting the dash economy of a country.
Exactly. Political makes sense, and it is right choice.
Dash is found in states where political power is monopolized by a party according to religious principles.
Nice selection. Theocratic totalitarianism is the correct and valid answer.
A political and moral philosophy based on liberty, consent of the governed, and equality before the law.
Clear logic. Your choice liberalism is sound and 100% true.
Political systems that emphasize dash tend towards totalitarianism, while dash tend to be democratic.
Well picked. Collectivism, individualism is the correct answer.
One person or political party exercises absolute control over all spheres of human life refers to.
Excellent. Totalitarianism is a brilliant choice.
Political party that represents the interests of a particular tribe monopolizes power. This refer to.
Correct. Tribal totalitarianism is the right answer.
What is the degree in which individuals and organizations can freely own and rule property called?
Nice work. You chose economic freedom, and it is correct.
A political system that stresses the primacy of collective goals over individual goals is called.
Valid point. Collectivism is true.
Dash is where political power represents the interests of a particular tribe monopolizes power.
Strong choice. Tribal totalitarianism is the right answer. Dash plays a major role and has a large impact on the American political system.
Sharp thinking. Political parties is the right choice.
Interdependent political, economic, and legal systems of a country make up its.
Good thinking. Political economy is the right answer.
Question 2. What are the characteristics of a socialist-oriented market economy?
Right choice. 5 is the best answer.
In which type of economic system are all productive activities privately owned?
Right again. A market economy is a valid answer.
Question 1. What is the market economy built and developed in Vietnam today?
Good job. Your answer, socialist market economy, works well here.
In the socialist-oriented economy, what is the purpose of state planning?
Nice selection. Ensure the major, overall balance of the national economy is the correct and valid answer. Conservative beliefs are most likely aligned with which political party? Smart pick. Republican Party is the correct choice. What is the contribution of the economy of Yucatan to the GDP of Mexico? Bravo, 1.5% is the answer. This political system seems to balance economic freedom and equality. Correct. Social democracy is the right answer. What is the perspective of international political economy studies?
Exactly. Liberalism makes sense and it is right choice. What role does the media play in the political system?
You're right. All of these are true is the correct answer.
Study of relationship between economics and politics. Great job. International political economy is the accurate answer. What kind of political system is Vietnam following? Nice work. You chose communist totalitarianism, and it is correct. International political economy study focus about? Sharp thinking. Political and economy actors is the right choice. All is an example of political goals except dash. Clear logic. Your choice unpleasant sanitation is sound and 100% true. State ownership of the means of production. Perfect. Leads to increased inefficiency, higher prices, and higher taxes is the correct choice.
Government is by the people refers to.
You chose democracy, and it is correct. What is level analysis in IPE? You got it. Your choice international economy is right. Question 4 market economy is? Well done. Achievements of human civilization and not opposed to socialism is the right choice.
Vietnam's economy belongs to?
Great thinking. The mixture economy is the right choice. Political economy involves. Strong choice. All of the above is the right answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Nicely done. Contact Narayan Changda is a solid answer.